If you're hearing this right now, it's not an accident. God has been warning you in your dreams because something is coming, and what you do with this message in the next moments could decide whether you walk into danger or step into divine protection and breakthrough. If you are hearing this message right now, it is not an accident, it is not coincidence, it is not an algorithmic mistake, it is a divine interruption, a prophetic emergency breaking into your ordinary moment because heaven is trying to get your attention before something happens, before a door closes, before a shift takes place, before a warning becomes reality, and you need to understand this clearly. God often speaks loudest when life is quiet, and one of the most mysterious, powerful, and ignored ways he speaks is through dreams, not fantasy dreams, not random thoughts, but divine signals wrapped in symbols, warnings clothed in mercy, messages sent ahead of time so the chosen are not destroyed by what the unprepared never saw coming. And Dr. David Yonggi Cho taught with deep conviction that God is not silent about danger. He warns before he allows, he reveals before he removes, and he signals before he shifts. And dreams are one of heaven's earliest alarm systems, because when your mind rests, your spirit listens, and if you have been seeing unusual dreams lately, repeating dreams, emotional dreams, disturbing dreams, or dreams that feel too real to ignore, this message is for you, because there are 5 specific types of dreams God often uses to warn his people before something happens, and the first is the dream of loss or collapse, where you see buildings falling, bridges breaking, teeth falling out, homes cracking, or something valuable slipping from your hands. And this is not God trying to scare you, it is God trying to prepare you, because collapse dreams often appear before emotional shocks, relationship fractures, financial strain, or spiritual compromise, and the warning is not that loss must happen, but that wisdom must increase, alignment must shift, and prayer must intensify, because what collapses in a dream can often be stabilized in reality if you respond in time. And if you've been ignoring that inner check, that uneasy feeling, that divine hesitation, heaven is saying slow down, secure the foundation, because destiny is expensive and carelessness costs more than people realize. And the second dream God uses as a warning is the dream of being chased, attacked, or unable to escape, where you are running but your legs feel heavy, where danger is close but unseen, where fear wakes you up with a racing heart, and many people dismiss these as anxiety dreams, but drive. Cho emphasized that these dreams often appear when spiritual pressure is increasing, when unseen warfare is intensifying, when compromise has opened a door, or when a decision you are about to make carries consequences you have not yet calculated. And this is not condemnation, this is protection, because God would rather wake you up in fear than let you walk blindly into harm. And if you are being chased in your dreams, heaven is asking you a question. What are you running from in real life that you should be confronting in prayer? What warning are you avoiding? What truth are you delaying? Because what you refuse to face consciously will eventually chase you subconsciously. And the third type of warning dream is the dream of missing something important. Missing a flight, missing an exam, missing an appointment, being late while others move ahead. And this is a prophetic alert about timing, because destiny operates on divine schedules, and delays are not always neutral, sometimes they are costly. And these dreams often come before missed opportunities, spiritual stagnation, or seasons where obedience is being postponed under the excuse of later. And heaven is saying now is the time, because prophetic timing does not wait for comfort. And when God opens a door, hesitation can be as dangerous as rebellion. And if you've been dreaming about being unprepared, underdressed, unready, or left behind, this is not shame, it is mercy calling you higher, calling you deeper, calling you to realign before the window closes. And the fourth dream God uses to warn his people is the dream involving water, floods, storms, drowning, dirty water, or being overwhelmed by waves. And water in dreams often represents emotions, spiritual atmosphere, and unseen currents. And when water is chaotic, muddy, or overpowering, it is often a warning that emotional pressure is building, that spiritual boundaries are weakening, or that outside influences are about to overflow into your life. And Dr. Yonggi Cho taught that unchecked emotions can sabotage faith faster than persecution, and these dreams are heaven's way of saying guard your heart, purify your environment, reduce noise, and return to stillness, because what overwhelms you emotionally can eventually control you spiritually if you do not respond. And the fifth and most serious warning dream is the dream of death, funerals, graves, or saying goodbye. And many panic when they see these dreams, but prophetic wisdom understands this. Not every death dream means physical death. Most of the time it signals endings, transitions, closures, and irreversible shifts, and God sends these dreams before relationships end, seasons close, identities change, or assignments expire, so you are not shocked when the chapter turns, and if you are wise, you will grieve what must end while preparing for what must begin, because every ending God allows is connected to a breakthrough He has planned, and this is where many people miss the message, because warning dreams are not predictions, they are invitations, invitations to pray differently, live carefully, forgive quickly, listen closely, and align deeply, and if you are chosen, God will warn you before He moves you, He will shake you before He shifts you, He will alert you before He advances you, because destiny without preparation becomes disaster, and if these dreams are increasing in frequency, intensity, or clarity, it means prophetic timing is accelerating, something is approaching, not to destroy you, but to develop you, not to break you, but to position you, and this is why you must not ignore, mock, or suppress what God is showing you at night, because heaven does not waste messages, and the fact that you are hearing this now is a divine sign that you still have time, time to pray, time to repent, time to realign, time to forgive, time to change direction, because warnings are proof of love, and silence is the real danger, and Dr. David Yonggi Cho often said that God speaks to those who are willing to listen, even when the message is uncomfortable, because comfort rarely produces transformation, but truth always does, and right now, if your spirit feels stirred, unsettled, awakened, or alert, that is not fear, that is discernment activating, because something is coming, and how it affects you depends on how you respond now, and this is your moment to take dreams seriously, to pray for interpretation, to ask for wisdom, to fast if necessary, to slow down impulsive decisions, to cut off toxic influences, to strengthen your spiritual foundation, because the warning is not meant to scare you, it is meant to save you, and the breakthrough on the other side of obedience is greater than the discomfort of preparation, and if you needed confirmation, this is it, if you needed clarity, this is it, if you needed urgency, this is it, because destiny is knocking, and heaven has already spoken, and the question is not whether God is warning, the question is whether you are listening, because those who listen early celebrate later, and those who ignore signs often learn through pain, and you were not chosen to learn the hard way when wisdom is available, so respond now, pray now, align now, because the warning is proof that the promise is still alive, and what God warns you about today is what He intends to protect you from tomorrow. And let me say this with holy urgency before you move on, because this is where everything becomes personal. The reason these warning dreams feel so vivid, so emotional, so impossible to forget is because God is not speaking to the crowd. He is speaking to you, calling you out of spiritual autopilot and into conscious alignment, because the chosen are never warned for entertainment, they are warned for responsibility, and if you ignore the signal, life will still move, but if you respond, destiny will adjust in your favor. Because prayer can reroute outcomes, obedience can delay disaster, repentance can cancel judgment, and humility can unlock protection, and this is why now is not the time to dismiss what God has been showing you at night. This is the time to sit still, ask hard questions, search your heart, and make changes before circumstances force them, because the greatest tragedies are not the ones that come without warning, but the ones that come after repeated signs were ignored, and heaven is saying today, I warned you because I love you, I revealed it because I trust you, I showed it to you because you are strong enough to respond, and if you lean in now, if you pray with sincerity, if you walk with wisdom, what was meant to shake you will strengthen you, what was meant to stop you will reposition you, and what looked like a warning will become the very reason you walk safely into your next breakthrough, fully aware, fully prepared, and fully protected. And hear this final layer of the message, because this is where the warning turns into a mandate. God does not only send dreams to inform you, He sends them to recruit you into cooperation with heaven, to see if you will partner with what He reveals instead of remaining passive, because revelation without response becomes accusation later, and that is why this moment matters more than you think, because the moment you take a warning seriously, you step out of danger and into authority, and what was coming to overwhelm you is now forced to submit to prayer, discernment, and obedience, and this is why some storms never touch certain people, not because they are lucky, but because they listened early, adjusted quickly, and moved wisely, and if you are sensing a holy pressure right now, it is not fear, it is grace pushing you into position, because God only warns those He intends to preserve, He only exposes what he plans to heal, and he only shakes what he is about to elevate. And if you respond now, this warning will not end in loss, it will end in testimony, because what you saw in the night was not meant to frighten you. It was meant to guide you safely through what others will never see coming. And hear this with full attention, because this is not background noise, this is a divine interruption. If God has been speaking to you through dreams, it's because your life is standing at the edge of a shift, and heaven is giving you a warning before the world gives you consequences, because God never reveals without purpose and never warns without love, and the intensity of the dream is directly connected to the importance of what is approaching. So this is not the season to ignore, delay, or explain away what your spirit already recognizes as a divine sign. This is the moment to slow down, pray deeper, listen closer, and realign your heart, because when God warns you ahead of time, He is offering you the power to choose wisdom over regret, obedience over loss, and discernment over confusion. And if you respond now, what could have become a crisis will instead become a testimony of protection, timing, and divine favor working quietly but powerfully in your life.